Silas. So here we are, got another NSX behind us. But we're recording this video to show you how this thing works because right now there's no one behind the camera. So essentially the camera's on a tripod and then pretty much when it's going, it will be following you. So let's see if I can walk this way and I'll show you how it works. So the thing tracks where I'm going. If I'm walking this way. So this makes it easier if you're doing any videos by yourself. Now I have to admit, when first walking up to a right-hand drive car, I walked up to the left side multiple times to open the trunk or pop the hood. Then I had to come back to this right side. But the JDM NSXs are pretty unique because you just don't see a lot of them. Here you can see everything's kind of reversed. The center vent is the same, but the dash panel is actually different because of the e-brake handle being in the opposite position, if you note here. This panel has the JDM switches, of course, but you can see it's all wrinkled in the top left corner, so we're going to replace this panel. The gauges, of course, are in kilometers instead of miles per hour. That's a nice little thing to notice. And of course, you got the JDM Honda airbag, which is really nice. So now that we got the right-hand drive business out of the way, this car is a 91 NSX. It's coming in for a stereo upgrade because the factory radio doesn't work. The customer told us this car came with a stock stereo, but more on this later. We found out later that wasn't the case because it looks like it had an aftermarket system at one point or another. That's one of the things about working on these older cars you want to note is you can't really tell some things until you disassemble the car, and that's what we're going to find out next. Now, being a 30-year-old plus car, when you start taking it apart, there's a lot of surprises. A lot of the plastics were brittle. Here you can see the JDM switches, we pulled it out. There's cracks in some of the wirings that we repaired. And then, like, for example, the center vent was actually cracked. We just couldn't see it till we pulled it apart. So this will have to be replaced at a later date. So upon further disassembly, we found tons of mismatched screws in the wrong places. The A-pillar to all the tabs were broken, so you can see they were using glue to try to hold it in place. And then for the backup camera, we still ran it through the primary grommet on the right side of the vehicle, but in this case, it's the driver's side. And here you can see more missing screw holes. So we replaced a lot of these screws as we were working on the car. The deck of choice is the Alpine ILX 507 again. Here we're soldering all the wiring to the proper harness and getting it ready for installation in the car. For the dash panel, the customer chose a premium matte finish in a right-hand drive version of the full carbon panel. Pretty much it's a drop-in fitment once we got the radio wired up. Here you can see the panel side by side, matte carbon versus the stock wrinkly finish. And then finally, as the customer got all the pieces put back in the car, you can see the exterior. It's got the JDM fog lights on the front. So the key benefit here with the upgrade is the Apple Android CarPlay unit. It has backup camera. It's got all your auxiliary inputs, HDMI, dual USB ports. So it's a big step up from the factory cassette player. So with the car finally being put back together, we did a quick check under the hood and then made sure everything was done. Here's a backup camera hidden under the rear bumper, as you can see. This little sensor confused us, but it was actually the infrared control for the wireless keyless entry on the car. Granted, this car is an automatic NSX. We just want to note that the dash panel is the same for both automatic and manual cars, right-hand drive or left-hand drive. In this case, the customer decided not to replace the window trims at this point. However, we do offer the right-hand drive specific window trims in full carbon as well. So the finished product is amazing. I mean, just look at this thing, right? I mean, it's a far cry from what was in the car before, but this new modern CarPlay setup with backup camera, everything all wired in the vehicle is definitely bringing this NSX into the modern era. We actually like this car. Being automatic, right-hand drive, it's really unique, and everything about the car is special. I mean, just opening the door, you can tell, right? Everything looks different on the car. Even the automatic shift knob, we like the one that the owner picked, which is an aftermarket unit. Looks pretty good on this car. So with that comes to the conclusion of this video. We finished another NSX. This is a right-hand drive NSX, so it's a little bit different from what we featured in the past. We hope you guys enjoyed this video. If you guys have questions, as always, leave us comments, shoot us an email. We'll be glad to help. Until next time, see you guys. Bye-bye.